So ever since revolveragz lifted their media ban a few weeks ago, they've continued to drop a lot of sneaks and a lot of news. And a lot of the news is actually really good. We got some more race transformation info, we got some update schedule info, and we just got a bunch of sneaks in general. Oh, and we also got some Rell collab information. Now, I know y'all care about that. Now, I also do want to mention that revolveragz is giving out 3 premium tester spots. Well, to the top 5 people that are able to get the most invites to their server. And if I do win, I will be giving it to you guys. So if you guys do want to join the server, just join it from my link in the description. And I already have premium tester myself, so if I do win, I'm gonna give it to you guys. So if you do want to enter, I guess just join the Holy War server, join my server, and then comment what your name is. And if we do win, I'll announce it in my server. You don't got to, but premium tester gives a lot, and I mean a lot. But let's get straight into the video. So the first thing I want to go over is this human transformation, and it seems like this is gonna work just like it does in 7 Deadly Sins. For those that don't know, in revolveragz you are gonna have race progression, and for humans it's gonna be like it is in 7 Deadly Sins, where you gotta drink the demon blood, and if you successfully drink this blood, you are gonna unlock this mode. Now this is actually a much bigger deal than a lot of y'all might think. This probably also means you could get like the gray demon mode for human, and just in general the race progression seems it's mostly gonna be canon based. And to be honest, I'm really hoping that gray demon mode ends up being a thing, because if there's no gray demon mode and that's your final progression, that like demon monster thing where it like takes over you, man, I'm not going human, I promise you. Now we also got some new ships. We got this robo, and more importantly we got a submarine, and the submarine is actually really interesting. We've gotten a lot of other sea creatures, so I'm assuming that the submarine is gonna have something to do with that. Maybe there's like a certain area in the game where you need the submarine for. I really hope it's not just there for no reason, but regardless, it's cool. We also did finally see the squid that we got a long time ago finally animated, and also for this squid, he did run a poll a while ago to have it destroy your ships indefinitely with one hit like Sea of Thieves, or battle it in the ocean like Deep Oak and Kaido, and people voted to have it like Deep Oak and Kaido, but that poll was literally over 8 months ago, so we'll see what ends up actually happening. Now we did also get this space whale sneak, which is also found in the ocean, so it is a sea creature. It does seem like it's completely underwater, so maybe that's something the submarine is useful for. Maybe it does have a use. But what I know a lot more of you guys are gonna care about is the Rell demon frog boss event, and I don't know how I missed this last time, because the file he sent me literally says Rell event or something like that. I don't know how I missed it, but essentially this frog I showed you guys last time is for a Rell world boss event. Is it connected to the Rell Seas event? We don't know 100%, but that big frog does throw up these little miniature frogs. You could probably already imagine kinda how that boss fight would look. He says the miniature frogs are stupid, so don't worry about them, but this is actually pretty important because there's a good chance this is actually part of the Rell Seas collab. So potentially maybe some of the items you can get from this boss actually transfer into Rell Seas, and maybe there's something similar in Rell Seas where there's some type of revolveragz boss that if you fight you end up getting some items for Rell Seas. We'll just have to wait and see. Now we also got some animal sneaks and wildlife, and it's actually looking like there is going to be a hunger system from what they said so far, but he did say you could hunt animals, domesticate animals, which basically means tame I guess, and you could cook them. And I haven't seen anybody really talk about this, but this is actually a relatively big deal. I remember when Rell Seas talked about wildlife in Rell Seas, everybody was getting excited because it really means the game is going to be more of a MMORPG than just kind of like a simulator type of game, if that makes any sense. So I'm really not surprised that we see revolveragz take their game in a similar way. We also got this lightning magic showcase, and this is actually insane, I'm not gonna lie. If you didn't believe in the visuals of revolveragz, I need you to see this, because I promise you in any other game this would be like a legendary or a mythical rarity, like 0.1% or something. And just so you guys know, this is a uncommon, and I don't think we've seen a legendary or a mythical rarity magic yet, but if this is what the uncommon magics are looking like, I literally can't imagine what they're gonna look like. Now for the combat, from what I can see, it does look really smooth and really fluid, but to be honest, I really don't like judging combat too harshly or too in-depthly when I really can't tell much just from watching it. I really like waiting till I actually play the combat, but generally when the combat does look fluid, it is a good sign. In the video you could see that the combat has ground slams, a bunch of up tilts. You could like up tilt 2 times, and you could also see the lightning magic has a mode. It also has a separate ultimate, which they didn't show us yet. And what's a little confusing to me is, are you going to be able to use your lightning armor mode and your race mode at the same time? Or maybe you can only equip one at a time, so you have to choose between using like your demon race mode, for example, or your magic mode like lightning, for example. Now the only concern that I seen that I actually kind of agree with is the M1s on the greatsword do feel a little weak. They don't really feel like a greatsword that much, and to be honest, I'm not exactly sure why that is, because when I look at it, it looks like a greatsword. It swings like a greatsword, but it doesn't feel like a greatsword. Y'all get what I'm saying? Now we also got this lion mount, and I remember my actual uncle in real life, by the way, revolveragz is my uncle. He actually did say that this is a legendary mount, and this is able to hold 2 people. Some mounts can hold up to 3 or 4, I believe. I know we did see a flying mantis mount that can hold up to 3, and it's a flying mount, I believe. And there's also a how to train your dragon toothless mount, if y'all know what that is. Obviously, it's not going to be called toothless. They clarified that, and let's be real here. A lot of y'all be in my comments talking about they're going to get copyrighted. I'm very confident that they know how to work around copyright issues. I mean, they obviously know they exist, and they're going to work around them. Especially when you're talking about games like Rell where they literally had their previous game taken down for copyright. They're going to work around it this time. Now, we did also get this chicken mount, which is confirmed to be the fastest mount in the game, or fastest ground mount. And I would hope to somehow balance the mounts, that the ground mounts would generally be faster than the flying mounts, just because otherwise the flying mounts are just objectively better in almost every way. I know on one of the islands they did have it so it's a no flying zone and you can't use your flight, so that is going to make ground mounts useful just by doing things like that. But still, I would hope on even normal islands that have flying mounts that ground mounts have some type of advantage. Also, I can't be the only one that gets reminded a little bit of Karu from One Piece with this mount. Now, someone also did send me this screenshot of revolveragz and revolveragz, my uncle's video, saying that we're doing weekly updates and then bi-weekly. And I'm assuming they're gonna have stuff prepared, so they're gonna be able to update every week, and then once that stuff runs out, they're gonna switch to bi-weekly. And to be honest, I do think this is really good to an extent. I mean, it still really does depend on how much content is coming in each update. Like, in my personal opinion, I'd rather get 1 monthly big update than 2 monthly small updates, but that's just me. Now, a while ago, we also got the sneak, which showed a bunch of the things that I even showed in this video in game, and we also got lockpicking. Definitely pay attention to the environment in the sneak, because you can see a lot of things like the goddess transformation mode and the squid I showed earlier in this video. Even looking at the boats, they did say they're gonna show ship combat, and I'm not gonna lie, I may have seen some stuff about that, and I'm not even gonna lie, that is amazing. So when y'all see that, it's gonna be crazy, and I'm gonna keep y'all updated when we do see that. But I really don't know how to feel about the lockpicking system. I feel like it's something that just adds immersion. It really doesn't change that much. I feel like the only way it could really matter significantly is maybe you need a certain stat for it, because they did also talk about a cooking stat. So maybe you need to get your lockpicking up to a certain level to open certain chests. And obviously this is going to encourage you to make some type of group where you have someone with a high lockpicking skill, you have someone with a high cooking skill, and things of that nature. Now, I'm a little slow because I just realized I didn't read what he said, but he actually said pretty much what I just said. He essentially said that all sub skills are important for progression, and for example, lockpicking is going to be able to let you open up very high level chests, but you could also break people out of prison with it. And he said it is going to be important to have someone with high level lockpicking skills on your crew. And it seems like the sub skill stats are going to be cooking, stealth, flying, and theft, and climbing, and potentially even more. And it sounds like each one of those is going to have different progression, and that will most likely play a big part in build variety. Some person might have very high flying but low theft and cooking, and vice versa. I also do want to remind you guys of the Holy War X giveaway. Like I said, if you guys join the Holy War server, we have a really good chance of winning. So join from the link in the description, and like I said, if we do win, I will be giving it away to you guys in my discords, to people that subscribe, like, and comment this video. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Later.